Manever I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, osia dem yopo.
This is PENDREAM TV, the only channel that brings you the correct source of news in politics. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell, like and also share to other members to watch as well. You can also leave a comment after watching or send us your suggestion through our WhatsApp number, which is 0277-128-777. Thank you. Edudzi has also come out saying that of late, he does not take Bawumia serious, and according to him, you could see that you see Bawumia as a scammer, comparing him to Nam1, which I would like you to join me listening to what he said into detail. And after it, we want your suggestion at the comment section. Just hit on the comment section button and leave your comments over there. Thank you.
I ordinarily do not take the words of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia any serious. And the reason is that there are two realities that he's living in. And the regrettable thing that we have seen is that the Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, appears to be living on Mars. He's not in Ghana. He's completely detached from reality. Because you see, in this situation, one would expect that a person who his boss had told us that I'm bringing you on board because of certain unique skill set that you have, economic prowess, and that you have a Midas touch, that if you touch the economy, everything that is wrong with the economy will get better. Now today, after almost 8 years as the chair of the economic, at this point, economic mismanagement team, the economy is in its worst form since 1992. The record of Mr. Akufo-Addo is like a record competing with the days of 1980s. And so, in such a situation, you would expect that the person who was sold to us as the poster boy on the economy would demonstrate a certain level of humility and sensitivity. Very important that he will be sensitive.
But facts are facts.
So I'll deal with that. That you would expect that you would demonstrate a certain level of, to be sensitive to the feelings of Ghanaians. But you will not find that from Dr. Bawumia. The lack of emotional intelligence in the midst of crisis is completely telling. And I'll demonstrate that to you. You see, Randy, and I'll start from his own home region. The latest Ghana Statistical Service data shows that the worst unemployment, the region with the worst unemployment is Northeast, where Dr. Bawumia comes from. His own home region has the worst unemployment rate. Now, this is a man who, for Christ's sake, promised his own indigene, his own hometown, Wale, the people of Wale, that I will build for you a watermelon factory. It's been 4 years. And then you say, life is better. That's ridiculous. That's annoying. And whoever has the ears of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia should tell him that he should stop annoying the people of this country. We have tolerated you too much. Painfully, we have lived with you. The worst form of economy is what we are seeing under your watch. You have supervised a deterioration of the Ghanaian economy. And you are saying that quality of life had improved. Now, what data are we looking at? Randy, by the time the MPP took over power, unemployment in this country was single digit, 8.4%. Today, under the watch of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, we are dealing with unemployment rate of 14.7%. Meaning that there are more people today who are unemployed than ever in the history of this country. At least post-1992. That is your dubious record. So that person who today, we have been told that over 800,000 people have been put into the poverty line. How then do you tell these people that life had improved for them? How do you do that? Randy, now you have a situation where under your watch, inflation rose to the point of almost 54%. At the time when inflation was 54%, Randy, there were only two countries that were doing better: Zimbabwe and Sudan. That is the kind of economy that you have supervised. Even today, that inflation had moved to almost 23-24%. It is still worse than the inflationary rate of 15% John Mahama left you. Now, Randy, now look at it this way. If you are dealing with inflationary rate of 54%, what it means is that the real value of whatever money that you have is halved by 54%. How can 23% inflationary rate be better than 15%? What is wrong with our vice president? I mean, to look Ghanaians illiterate in the face and project this thing is what the psychologists call gaslighting. You have caused a mess. Instead of being sober, reflective, you are mocking Ghanaians. You are standing on their grave and, spitting on them. How can you do this? And you say, Randy, I make this point. And look, if you are an Abosokai, you are a trader, you are an importer, exporter. Look at this. As of 2016, if you are an importer that had 1 million Ghana cedis, right? You could import into this country $250,000 worth of goods if you have 1 million. Today, by reason of the reckless mismanagement of the Ghana cedi, that 1 million can only give you $70,000 worth of goods. Bawumia says that is better. What is wrong with him? And this is about people's livelihood. This is about people's money. This is about people's wealth. You have destroyed people's livelihood. When in the history of this country have you seen any government, as described by the former Chief Justice, Her Ladyship Sufra Kufu? She said, look, the DDEP supervised by Akufo-Addo and Bawumia is like a military regime. What did people do? People decided that instead of spending their monies on luxuries, instead of going to fly luxurious jets, instead of going on vacation, they will use their money to buy government instruments, bonds. They woke up one morning, after giving so much of their money to Akufo-Addo and Bawumia, they wake up one morning for the president to tell them that there shall not be any haircuts. What happened? Not only haircut, but they had their head cut off. Elderly people who decided to live life well and save for the future so that they can get money to buy their diabetes drugs, blood pressure drugs, their savings, that in times are Sebi, the accounts will say they have gotten Sasabro and the rest. Arthritis.
What is that? Sasabro is what?
Arthritis and the rest.
Arthritis.
Then they'll use the money to pay for medicine and medication. You woke up one morning to tell these elderly people, and by this I mean pensioner bond holders, that they can't have their money as you have promised them. How different are you from Nam1? You tell people that give me your money. I will pay at a particular rate at a particular time. They gave you their money. What did you use the money for? You could not.
Are you oblivious of the fact that there was COVID with global implications? Are you oblivious of the fact that we had the Russia-Ukraine war?
Randy. So we are looking at a situation where, Randy, pensioner bondholders, and I'm speaking to the elderly people of this country. The man on your screen, he teaches tax accounting law at the Ghana Law School. Prepared his life that in times of crisis and old age, he will rely on his pension contribution. What have you done with the money? You mismanage it in corruption, inflated procurement gates. And you tell people that their life, their quality of their lives have improved. Dr. Bawumia, whoever gave you this advice, that look Ghanaians in the face and tell them this, has cemented your dubious distinction as a dishonest person. Because, you see, Randy, if you look at Abosuokai, and I always use Abosuokai, the dealers, today, you are having to go and import items into the country. You have to mobilize so much money, so much Ghana cedis, in order to get few dollars to bring items into the country. And Bawumia looks you in the face and say he has done better. Randy, before John Mahama left office, the full gallon of petrol, you could get it for 14 cedis. 14. Randy, 14 cedis. Today, what we call beer bottle, the 1 liter, is almost 15 Ghana cedis. Get that. You need 4.5 of that beer bottle to get a gallon. So what it means is that under John Mahama, with just 14 cedis, 15 cedis, 16 cedis, you could get a whole gallon. Today, that amount of money can only get you the beer bottle. Growing up, we used to do kerosene sales. So we use the beer bottle and Coke bottle for the purpose of selling kerosene and others to make some small.
I was wondering the origin of your analysis.
Yes.
You've explained it.
Exactly. So when you come to buy, we use either the beer bottle or the Coke bottle, and each had its own implication. You need 4.5 of that to get a gallon. Today, a gallon that used to sell for maximum 16 Ghana cedis is going for almost 65 Ghana cedis. And you say the quality of people's life had improved? How in God's name can you look Ghanaians in the face and tell them this? Randy, now my brother says, oh, NHIS is done better. And under John Mahama, ABCD. Look, the highest post-President Kufuor, for national health insurance, there are two principal indicators that you use for your analysis: claim payments and outpatient utilization. Randy, do you know 2022, right? National health insurance levy alone generated 1.2 billion Ghana cedi. For the whole of 2022, the Akufo-Addo-Bawumia administration gave zero to national health insurance on claim payments. The data is there. In fact, claim payment by way of percentages have been reducing under the Akufo-Addo administration. Regrettably, you have even capped how much comes into the national health insurance, the pool. And you say you have done better. Better in what? Randy, now he makes the point that, the MPP administration did so well. But look at this. And the usual suspects, COVID-19, Russia, Ukraine, and possibly Hamas, Israel.
Not yet.
Not yet. So let's limit ourselves to COVID and then Russia, Ukraine. Randy, COVID-19 alone, like you put the data, $6 billion. You claim that by reason of COVID, you lost revenue amounting to 14 billion. So Randy, even let's decide to net it. It's a gain for you. COVID-19 became a bonanza for this wasteful administration. Because if you read the Auditor General's report, the Auditor General says, look, the bulk of the money was used for budgetary support. Another finding of the Auditor General, and this is not Domelevo's report, this is Johnson Esiama Nketia, the new boss of audit service. He says and makes the point that 500 million Ghana cedis of the COVID money was utilized outside GIPMIS. Randy, why would anybody spend money outside GIPMIS? What it means is that the finance minister wants to avoid tracing. Because the GIPMIS system is to ensure accountability, transparency. In fact, GIPMIS is a Ministry of Finance tool. But the finance minister, under the watch of Dr. Bawumia and Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, spent 500 million Ghana cedis outside GIPMIS. And you're saying things are better? That's corruption. That's barefaced stealing. In fact, you recall vividly the NPP Northern Regional Vice Chair, Madam Felicia Titi. The gods are not to blame. The gods exposed them when she came out openly to say, as an NPP parliamentary candidate for Sagnarigu, she got 100,000 Ghana cedis of COVID money. So 275 NPP parliamentary candidates, each of them getting 100,000 Ghana cedis, plus constituency and regional executive. You were sharing COVID money like granates. And you dare talk about what? COVID was a blessing, except that you mismanaged it. But you see, interestingly enough, they make the point that, oh, Russia, Ukraine, Dr. Randy Abe, as of 2019, Randy, this government had already set up a 40-member committee to ensure that the cedi depreciation will be arrested. Was there COVID-19 as of 2019? So your incompetent management of the economy had already shown.
Thank you for staying tuned. Really appreciate your time. Please, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so for us. Hit the notification bell, like, and also share to other members on your chat or in your group. Thank you.
PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.